How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how Notion made his remix of The Days. Notion's remix has been blowing up crazy over the past couple months. Notion's The Days remix was only released on the 8th of November, so about 2 months ago, and it already has nearly 50 million streams. The track's been doing crazy numbers, especially on TikTok where it went viral. Here's a few clips.
Oh, bobblehead. This makes me want to go out right now. Hey.
Great, today I'm going to be showing you how to make a bass just like it. Here's a snippet of what you've made by the end of the video. Great, so let's get into making this from scratch. Firstly, I'm going to start with a MIDI so you can follow along more easily. Great, so in any DAW, go to the MIDI roll. The first note we've got is a G, this is held for a bar, up to a B, down to an E, which is held for a bar and another 3/4 of a bar. And then lastly, going up to the D. And that's just for a 1/4 of a bar. And yeah, and that just repeats over and over again. Now that's out the way, we can move on to the sound design itself. Great, so the sound itself is made using Serum, and it's actually a preset for my new Speed Garage Volume 2 pack. You can get that from the link in the description. The pack's got tons of presets for making modern Speed Garage, like all your new favorite producers, like Notion, Interplanetary Criminal, and many, many others. The next few videos are gonna be me going over different presets from the pack. So yeah, definitely check that pack out. The link for it is in the description. Just a side note, I've also released a new Speed Garage pack, so it's called Speed Garage Volume 3, and yeah, these packs are sort of together. The next bunch of videos are going to be me using these presets and drum loops and showing you what's in them. Great, let's crack on. Great, so in the pack I've actually got a few different varieties, just because every time you do it, it's going to sound slightly different, just because of the amount of automation that we're putting into it. So for example, this is the first one. This probably sounds the most like the original because they do take quite a lot off the top end here. Then we've got the muted version, which is also in the original. So it basically just takes up all the top. And then we've got this second version, which is personally my favorite and is like the most raw in my opinion. It's so much more in your face even than the original. So if we to pair that with drums, it really cuts through. And we've also got this third version. This one probably sounds the most like raw, like analog. But yeah, I'm going to show you how to make your own from scratch. So what you've got to do is menu, initiate preset, oscillator A, digital, hyper. So this is a sort of saw wave, and oscillator B, the same thing, digital, hyper. And what we're then going to do is pitch this down by 2 octaves and pitch this down by 1. This is what you're going to have. So it sounds nice and thick. But yeah, this method of synthesis is called subtractive synthesis. So basically you make loud sounds with the waveforms that we've got, and then we sort of sculpt them using filters, effects, and LFOs. So that's this method or style of subtractive synthesis, and this one is obviously a wavetable synthesis. It just makes it easy to see the sort of waveforms that you're using, which is great. Especially if you just started learning sound design, it really helps to be able to see the different waves. Great, so once you've got that, we need to pitch oscillator B up a 7th. So this is creating almost a 7th chord. Let's hear it. Optional is you can bring down these randoms, so that basically means it always starts at the same point in the waveform. Great, and what we can do is then go to the filter, make sure it's A, B, might as well select all of them. Yeah, so bring it to anywhere about 5,000, 4,000, anywhere you really want, to be honest. For example, if we bring it down, it's more muted, and if we change it to an 18, it's going to curve it more harshly. Let's leave it on a 12, boost and drive. Again, wherever you place this filter cutoff is going to change the sound slightly. Great, so what we're going to then do is detune these oscillators. So the fine tune, this is how we're going to make it sound more analog. So we go minus 41, and for the oscillator B, let's just go plus 31. Basically, on actual analog synths, they go in and out of tune depending on like the heat of the room, so like the temperature. So yeah, a great example of a synth that goes in and out of tune depending on the temperature is the OBX. It's something to do with the metal elements that are in these synths, and yeah, because of metal obviously expands when it's hot, it changes the sound ever so slightly. So if you have a room full of analog synths, the lightnesses, they're going to sound slightly out from each other. Yeah, that's why in Serum we've fucked around with the fine tunes. We're then going to use an LFO to control these, so automate these. So if we drag that on, because we're in minus, we want to go plus. So let's go plus 20, and then oscillator B, as we're plus, we want to go minus. So let's just go like minus 19 or minus 16. It doesn't matter too much, and obviously if you have it different to mine, it's going to sound ever so slightly different, but it gives it its own sort of unique feel. So just to show it exaggerated, it's happening way too quick. So yeah, what we're going to do is drag this up so it happens more subtly. Obviously, you can change these parameters, so you might want to make it come in and out more or less. That's more. Just go for like 14. It's small little things like this which help a digital synth sound more analog. You don't want to overdo it. So, for example, if you had it down here, it's too over the top. To make a digital synth which is sort of perfect, sound a little bit more muddy and like dusty, you want to do lots of small things and lots of small automations rather than huge ones that sound too sort of obvious. Great, so we're 80% of the way there. We've got the main sound. Now we can spice it up and make it unique by using effects. Great, so first is add a distortion. One of my favorite algorithms is the downsample. So if I exaggerate this, so it adds a sort of like, and changes the bit depth, as you can see here, with this nice image. So let's just turn it down and make it more subtle. You can also play around with this, so you can make it affect only certain regions. Another good algorithm is the tape saturation, which you can actually push a little bit more, or the ASIUM. Yeah, let's just leave it at the downsample for now. So yeah, let's go, I don't know, 30, 27. What we can then add is a chorus, so let's turn this up. P up a little bit. Put it on BPM mode. I mean, you can have it on either, really. A great thing I do is use the macro, because effects and stuff, because you're obviously looking at the main screen and that's when it opens, you sort of forget that you can just change them like quickly. So I use the macro, chorus, turn this up. I wouldn't put it above sort of 50 or 60%. I sort of, yeah, put it 60 at the max. Even if you weren't using the macro, you can also drag that up, but I wouldn't go past 60. So it washes it out. What we can then add is a reverb, put it on plate mode. Maybe take out some low end, bring some highs. And again, it's yours to make your own, so you can just boost it more, change the cutoff, bit of res. You can also play around with the sub, so you could maybe even add a sub, but you might, because there's so many saw waves, probably avoid the saw wave because you might get a bit of phasing. But also, it could also sound good, so let's just hear it. I mean, I'll leave it off for now, but yeah, you can definitely play around with these and add some more harmonics. Noise, you can also add some sort of analog, maybe some JP60 or some pink noise. Put on notes mode. Another great thing you can do, especially before a drop, is add some EQ. So, for example, if I make a bell curve, I can really change the harmonics of the sound. So, let me just have a little play around with this and boost here maybe. Before, after, take out some low end. And then we'd have it come off at the drop. You can also, like, say, grab this 6, go to the frequency, and then use some automation. You can even do it to like this as well. You can have it coming up and down. Great, so yeah, that's what you can do with an EQ. The final and last thing you can do to make it more analog is add some sort of tape effects. So I've got this tape mellow plugin. So if I just turn everything down, we can go one by one. So for example, this flutter, it sort of changes the pitch, but like really fast. Turn this EQ off. Or you can add this wow. Again, that's doing the same thing, but a little bit slower. It's important not to go too over the top with these. Add some wear, some mechanics, some drive. There's also a free Ableton plugin you can use. It's called Tape. So I'm just going to find it, effects, and you can just download this for free, I think, on the Ableton website. So it's called Tape, and that does sort of the exact same thing. So look, same sort of stuff. Flutter, drive, color, compression, all that sort of fun stuff. Great guys, thank you very much for watching that video. Yeah, if you found that useful, then let me know in the comments. I've got plenty more speed garage videos coming up, so definitely keep an eye on the channel for next week's video. Thanks for watching, see you next time.